Hi, we're the Huge Movie Fanatics, and since this is the summer blockbusters, and like every summer it is,
This is the summer blockbuster.
what I meant to say was this is the summer of Wolverine, which is probably going to be a pretty big success.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be pretty big.
Okay.
Everybody loves him, so for whatever reason.
I didn't know that the first Wolverine movie did anything. Did it?
Yeah, it did all right.
Okay. Okay.
So we're going to review the XMen franchise here.
Which, bear with me, I don't remember any of these.
It's been a while for me here too, but we decided we're going to give it a shot, try to be a little bit timely, even though we're not reviewing Wolverine yet, if ever.
Well, I won't be reviewing it.
I will be reviewing Wolverine next time. So,
X-Men.
we're going to start with XMen, and you know, this is a movie that it sort of actually kickstarted the whole summer superhero phenomenon.
For you,
like,
you would have been like...
This is
13.
2000, yeah.
Yeah, you would have been like 13.
Something like that, yeah. And like, even back then, I wasn't necessarily blown away. But this is the one that made like superheroes a bankable franchise beyond.
It was
beyond Superman or Batman. This was the first one. Like, I mean,
Okay.
Blade made a little money, but
well, yeah.
but
this was
the
the first X-Men movie was like the first, you know, like of the millennium. You know, the
big Kickstarter. Spider-Man really like knocked it out of the park in terms of making it global, but
this
X-Men was the first one.
Yeah. All right. We got that down.
And the opening of this movie I like, where it's what's his name, Xavier, talking about mutation and how like the children of the atom and whatnot created mutations and whatnot. That's going to be the next step in the evolutionary process. They are the mutants, and then they have the brilliant opening scene of the kid, young Magneto.
Oh Christ, that opening is so great.
Trying to reach for his mother, and as his hand starts shaking,
that opening, I forgot all
in the
about
Holocaust.
That
I mean, it
movie.
was just so amazing.
That was a great opening.
And then the movie plummets downhill from there. But I shouldn't say plummets. It kind of plateaus at that point. Then you get the introductory scene of Rogue, as if we care, and she kisses her boyfriend and puts him in a coma. I mean, it was well done, but Rogue isn't necessarily the character I'm super invested in. I mean, she actually is a good character in the comics, and they kind of pulled her off fairly well here. I'm not blown away with Anna Paquin, the actress who plays Rogue. So then it's basically just the origin story of how these second tier, not in terms of their quality of character, but second tier in that they're a new class of X-Men characters. X-Men having been already established in this world, never before in a movie, of course, but already in this world, they're an up-and-running organization of crime fighters.
Oh, yeah.
And you're sort of getting introduced to the second wave of heroes that are coming out. And Rogue teams up with Wolverine, who is brilliantly cast by, I don't know who cast him, cast as Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman took Wolverine and ran with him. He's not really a whole lot like his character in the comic books, but you know what? He's fantastic. He really gives a fantastic amount of energy and believability to this character. But I'm not a huge Wolverine fan. We'll touch on that later.
No.
So then it's really about the relationship of Rogue and Wolverine, and how these two outsiders find this group that is willing to welcome them with open arms and whatnot. And it's kind of interesting. But the movie just sort of has a blandness of... This was before they were making comic book movies and actually using the source material as like input on how to tell the story, which I think is always a bad idea. But for what it was a competent action movie. I'd give it 3 stars. They do some good things with characters. This is the only X-Men movie for almost 10 full years where they actually work together, over 10 years, where they actually work together as a team fighting crime as the X-Men. They wouldn't do this again for 10 years until First Class. But I liked how the Cyclops and Jean Grey and Storm all worked together with Wolverine and Rogue, well, to save Rogue, who has been kidnapped by Magneto. On top of the Statue of Liberty. That was kind of cool and interesting. The big final battle is pretty entertaining, with Wolverine fighting Mystique, and then Sabretooth. I mean, it was fun. I liked the movie, and I'll give it 3 stars. Let's pass it on to you.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I mean, like I said, I don't remember much of it at all. Just like Wolverine in the cold in Canada or something. Was he like in the cold in Canada or something? In the snow? Like, was he hitching rides and stuff? I remember some fight in the snow or something.
Yeah, he was at a bar doing like fighting like caged wrestling kind of thing, and then it was revealed that he was a mutant. He was kicked out along, and then Rogue just sort of tagged along and was hiding in his truck, and then he discovered her in his truck. I can't believe how much of this movie I remember, having not seen it for about 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And he invites her into the truck, and then they're driving, and then you realize that Sabretooth was there and created this fight, but then the X-Men were there at the same time, and Cyclops fought Sabretooth.
He doesn't remember anything about it.
And Storm.
Unlike him, I actually don't remember anything about it. But you didn't even say Patrick Stewart. I mean, what do you think of him?
Patrick Stewart. I mean,
I thought.
Here's my thing with Patrick Stewart, and this is my criticism of Star Trek Next Generation, which you can listen to our Next Gen film reviews. I like Patrick Stewart. He's a really good actor. He has a tendency to overact, and when he's not overacting, it's like he's very dismissive with his acting, where it's like he's just reading lines not caringly. And I feel like he slips into that a little too much. Not so much in this movie, that's more in the second and third one, but in this one he has times where it's just sort of like, I'm reading my dialogue, but I'm a Shakespearean actor, I should do much better than this. And he's like, let me roll away. But I don't know, it just sort of seems like he's very dismissive at times in this movie. But I think he's very good. Ian McKellen is really great. I really like him. Rebecca Romijn, though she in this movie doesn't have any lines, she's fantastic as Mystique. I liked how they switched up her outfit. Like in the comic book, she's actually fully clothed, and in this they have her naked and have the scales all over her. And I thought that was really kind of an interesting, unique touch. And Rebecca Romijn, I'm glad that her character actually progressed in the other ones, because Mystique is one of the coolest characters in the comics.
I'm sorry, fans. I can't say anything. But I remember thinking it's probably a competent 3-star movie.
I was just going to say, my favorite character in the comic books was always Cyclops. Cyclops was great, and my biggest complaint with the X-Men franchise in the films is they turned him into a namby-pamby. Like, he didn't do anything. In this one, he actually does some stuff, and if you watch just this movie alone, Cyclops is kind of a badass. I wish he would do more, but they wanted to focus it on Wolverine for whatever reason. I would have switched it and had the focus be on Cyclops and have Wolverine as a background character irritating Cyclops, a la Han Solo, Luke Skywalker. That would have been kind of neat character dynamic, but they didn't go with that. I respect that, but I actually don't respect that one. So,
That was a quick switch.
But, and I like the guy playing Cyclops. He's actually quite good, James Marsden.
Sorry, folks. Sorry, man.
Yeah,
I don't remember it.
3 stars.
I think I remember being worth 3 stars as confident.
There you have it. That's X-Men.
2000. Well, we'll just Thanks for watching.